Have you ever wondered why some women capture a man's heart forever, while others only hold his attention for a short while? The secret is not beauty, not charm, not even chemistry. The real secret lies in one simple yet powerful thing: a boundary. This one boundary is about self-respect. When you show that you value yourself enough to set limits, you instantly ignite attraction. Men may be drawn to many things, but they fall deeply for a woman who knows her worth. That boundary creates mystery, because you're not giving everything away at once. You're showing that your value is something to be earned, not taken for granted. When you look at the heart of every lasting relationship, one quality always rises above the rest: self-respect. It is the invisible energy that commands how others treat you. Without it, attraction fades quickly. But when it is present, it creates a foundation that makes someone take you seriously, admire you deeply, and see you as someone they never want to lose. Many people mistake attraction for physical beauty or charm, but the truth is that beauty can grab attention while self-respect keeps it. A man may be drawn to your smile, your eyes, or your energy, but what makes him stay is the way you respect yourself enough to set boundaries. That self-respect creates an aura that says you cannot be treated casually, and that alone elevates you in his eyes. When you demonstrate self-respect, you naturally begin to show that your time, energy, and love are valuable. You don't chase someone to prove your worth. You don't settle for breadcrumbs of affection, and you don't allow anyone to play with your emotions without consequence. This doesn't make you cold, it makes you magnetic. There is a unique kind of attraction that comes from a person who knows exactly what they deserve and refuses to settle for less. It sends the message that you are whole on your own, and that message is irresistible. Men feel an undeniable pull toward women who show through their actions that they honor themselves. It isn't about words, it's about the consistency of behavior that communicates strength and dignity. Respecting yourself also teaches others how to respect you. If you treat yourself like someone of high value, others are far more likely to treat you the same way. On the other hand, if you let disrespect slide, or if you compromise your principles to keep someone close, you communicate that your standards are flexible. That in turn makes people believe they don't have to put in effort. True attraction is fueled by the challenge of rising to meet someone's standards, and self-respect is the gatekeeper of those standards. This isn't about playing games or pretending to be hard to get. It's about truly valuing your emotions, your time, and your energy. When you say no to what doesn't serve you, you are saying yes to the kind of love that can last. Men admire and are drawn to people who live with this kind of clarity. It brings out a protective, loving, and committed side of them, because deep down, everyone wants to earn the love of someone who knows their worth. When you embody self-respect, you create a natural filter that removes the wrong people and highlights the right ones. The wrong ones will fall away quickly because they can't manipulate or control someone with firm boundaries. The right ones will lean in closer, feeling inspired and even challenged to be the best version of themselves. Attraction born from self-respect goes deeper than surface-level excitement. It plants the seed of admiration, which then blossoms into lasting love. Men do not fall in love forever with someone who gives in to every demand or abandons their values for approval. They fall in love forever with the one who stood strong, who communicated through her actions that she knows her value, and who required respect as the minimum, not as an option. That level of strength draws out the best in men, creating a cycle where admiration grows, effort increases, and connection deepens. Self-respect is not only about demanding better treatment from others, it's also about the way you treat yourself. When you show up in the world honoring your body, your mind, and your soul, you radiate a kind of confidence that words cannot describe. That radiance is what makes someone look at you and think, "I can't afford to lose her." It's not fear-based, it's recognition of your value. And when a man feels that recognition, attraction transforms into devotion. In the end, self-respect is more than a boundary, it's a declaration. It says you know your worth and will not compromise. And that declaration, when lived authentically, is the very thing that makes someone fall in love not just with you, but with the strength, dignity, and beauty of your spirit. There is something deeply magnetic about mystery, something that goes beyond physical beauty and surface-level charm. When someone does not reveal everything about themselves immediately, it awakens curiosity and a desire to know more. That sense of discovery is what keeps attraction alive and makes a man feel like he is stepping into a story rather than being handed the last page of a book. Value and mystery together create a powerful force in love because they spark pursuit. A man who senses that your attention, time, and affection must be earned will feel a pull toward you that is far stronger than if everything was simply given away without thought. Value comes from knowing that you are not just an option, but a prize. When you live your life in alignment with your goals, passions, and standards, you are already radiating something rare. You are not waiting to be chosen. You have already chosen yourself. That kind of value does not need to be spoken. It is felt. A man feels it when he notices that you are not desperate for his attention. He feels it when you do not always make yourself available instantly, because your time has meaning. He feels it when you allow the relationship to unfold naturally, instead of forcing it. This doesn't mean you play games or pretend to be distant. It simply means you live with such depth and purpose that he must rise to meet you in order to be part of your world. Mystery is what keeps that value shining. If every detail about you is revealed in the first moments of connection, then the excitement of discovery fades. But when you allow someone to learn about you layer by layer, the connection grows richer and more meaningful. It's like unwrapping a gift slowly, savoring each moment rather than tearing it open and discarding it. Men fall in love not only with what they know, but also with what they continue to discover. When you maintain an element of mystery, you keep the relationship dynamic, alive, and full of anticipation. This doesn't mean hiding your true self. Mystery isn't about deception. It's about pacing. It's about allowing your personality, your dreams, your quirks, and your passions to unfold naturally over time. When a man feels that he still has more to learn, he stays engaged, invested, and excited to be part of the journey. Each new discovery deepens his admiration, because he realizes he is with someone who cannot be fully captured at first glance. A relationship built on value and mystery avoids one of the most common pitfalls in modern love: instant gratification. When everything is handed over quickly, constant availability, instant intimacy, immediate emotional dependency, it may create a short-lived thrill, but it rarely builds lasting love. Love grows when there is space to breathe, when there is anticipation, and when both people feel that the connection is evolving naturally. Mystery gives love the oxygen it needs to burn brighter, and value gives it the fuel to last. There is a reason why people chase what they cannot immediately have. It's not about ego or games. It's about the human instinct to treasure what feels rare. If something comes too easily, it is often taken for granted. But when someone recognizes your value and feels that you are not giving yourself away without discernment, their admiration deepens. They want to show up, to prove themselves, and to invest more effort. This effort is not only a sign of attraction, but also of respect. The most unforgettable love stories are not rushed. They are built step by step, with each moment of closeness balanced by moments of intrigue. A man who feels that you carry both value and mystery does not grow bored. Instead, he grows more committed. He sees you not as a fleeting chapter, but as a book he wants to read for a lifetime. He feels pride in the pursuit, joy in the discovery, and reverence for the treasure he has found in you. In the end, mystery and value are not tactics. They are reflections of how much you honor yourself. By not revealing everything too soon, by allowing the relationship to unfold with patience and depth, you create a love that feels alive, exciting, and enduring, and it is in that balance of being known yet never fully discovered that men fall deeply, passionately, and forever in love. Confidence is one of the most magnetic qualities a person can possess, and it is often the silent force that makes love last. While attraction may begin with appearance or chemistry, it is confidence that sustains desire and transforms a casual connection into something meaningful. Confidence is not about arrogance or trying to prove superiority. It is about being secure in who you are, standing firm in your values, and knowing that you do not need external validation to feel whole. When a man encounters this type of energy, it awakens something powerful in him. Trust is the foundation of any lasting relationship, and without it, love cannot grow. A man needs to know that the person he chooses to give his heart to is steady, reliable, and grounded. Confidence creates that stability. When you are confident, you do not second-guess every word or action, nor do you demand constant reassurance. Instead, you project a calm strength that tells him you are comfortable with yourself, and by extension, with the relation. That calmness allows him to relax, to be vulnerable, and to feel safe sharing his emotions. A confident woman is not afraid to speak her truth. She communicates directly, sets boundaries without hesitation, and expresses her needs without fear of rejection. This type of clarity builds trust because there is no guessing game, no hidden agenda, and no manipulation. Men feel at ease when they know where they stand, and confidence provides that clarity. It shows that you value honesty over games and authenticity over pretense. This transparency makes it easier for him to open up and meet you at the same level of honesty. Confidence also signals that you are not dependent on the relationship for your identity. You have your own passions, goals, and interests that make your life rich and fulfilling. When a man sees that you are not looking for him to complete you but rather to complement you, he feels inspired rather than pressured. He understands that he is choosing to be with you, not because you need him to survive, but because you desire to share your already full life with him. That choice carries far more weight, and it creates a deep sense of mutual respect. Another reason confidence inspires trust is that it is consistent. Insecurity often leads to emotional volatility, moments of neediness, jealousy, or fear that can create instability in a relationship. Confidence, on the other hand, brings balance. When challenges arise, you face them with resilience instead of panic. When disagreements happen, you can navigate them with calm rather than anger. This emotional stability makes a man feel secure in your presence. He knows he can count on you to handle difficulties with strength, and that reliability deepens his commitment. Confidence is also deeply attractive because it allows you to celebrate his strengths without feeling threatened. When you are comfortable in your own worth, you can admire his achievements and support his ambitions without comparison or insecurity. This kind of support creates a partnership built on encouragement rather than competition. It builds trust because he knows you are genuinely in his corner, not trying to outshine him or hold him back. At its core, confidence communicates self-love. When you treat yourself with kindness, honor your body, respect your mind, and pursue your dreams unapologetically, you model the kind of love you expect in return. A man notices when you carry yourself with pride, when you walk into a room with grace, and when you hold yourself to high standards. That presence commands respect and creates a natural desire to rise to your level. He trusts that if you value yourself so deeply, you will also value the relationship you choose to build with him. In the end, confidence is not just a trait, it is an atmosphere. It shapes the way you interact, the way you communicate, and the way you love. It tells a man that you are strong enough to stand on your own, but open enough to share your heart. It tells him that you are secure enough to be vulnerable, and wise enough to protect your peace. And in that balance, he finds trust, admiration, and a love that feels safe to last forever. Standards are the invisible lines that define the quality of love we accept, and they are the guardians of independence in any relationship. Without standards, it becomes easy to lose oneself in the pursuit of another's approval, to bend too far just to hold on, and to compromise so much that the relationship no longer feels balanced. When you hold firm to your standards, you send a powerful message. You are complete on your own. You know what you deserve, and you will not settle for less. That strength protects not only your dignity, but also your independence, which is one of the most attractive and inspiring qualities in love. Independence does not mean pushing someone away or rejecting intimacy. It means having a strong sense of self that remains intact even within closeness. When a man sees that you are guided by your standards, he understands that your happiness is not entirely dependent on him. You have your own identity, your own passions, and your own sense of direction. That independence creates balance, because instead of losing yourself in the relationship, you are able to contribute to it from a place of strength and wholeness. Men are drawn to women who carry this energy because it makes the connection feel healthier, lighter, and more real. Holding to your standards also sets the tone for how you will be treated. If you accept inconsistency, disrespect, or neglect, you silently teach someone that this is all you are willing to receive. But if you stand firm and require respect, effort, and genuine care, you inspire the other person to rise to that level. This does not push people away, it filters them. Those who are unwilling to meet your standards will naturally fall out of your life, while those who value you will step up with pride. In this way, standards protect your independence by ensuring that you are never trapped in a relationship where you feel small, unappreciated, or powerless. The presence of standards also removes the fear of loss. When you know you will not compromise your worth, you are no longer afraid of walking away from something that doesn't serve you. That freedom makes you even more attractive, because a man senses that you are not with him out of need, but out of choice. There is a profound difference between someone who clings out of fear and someone who stays because they truly desire the connection. The latter inspires respect and deep commitment because it is rooted in strength, not desperation. Independence thrives when you know you can stand alone if needed. This mindset creates a unique kind of confidence that is felt without words. A man feels it when you make decisions without hesitation, when you express your opinions openly, and when you pursue your own goals without apology. This does not diminish the relationship. It strengthens it. It allows two people to come together not as halves, searching for completion, but as whole individuals who choose to share their lives. That choice makes the bond even more meaningful. Standards also protect emotional balance. In relationships where one person constantly lowers their expectations just to keep the other happy, resentment eventually builds. But when you honor your boundaries, you create space for mutual respect. You avoid losing yourself in pleasing someone else, and instead, you invite them to meet you in a place of equality. That balance fosters a relationship that grows healthier over time, rather than one that erodes your sense of self. A man does not fall in love forever with someone who erases her independence to win his approval. He falls in love with the woman who, while open to love, refuses to compromise her deepest value. He admires the one who can share her world while still maintaining her own, who can lean on him when needed, but also stand tall on her own. Independence born from strong standards is not only attractive, it is transformative. It creates a love dynamic that is built on respect, choice, and freedom. In the end, holding to your standards is not about being difficult or demanding. It is about knowing your worth and protecting the independence that keeps you whole. When you refuse to lower those standards, you ensure that any love you accept will add to your life, rather than take away from it. That kind of love is not born of desperation, but of strength, and it is exactly the kind of love that lasts forever. Authenticity is one of the rarest and most powerful qualities in a world where so many people wear masks to fit in, to impress, or to protect themselves. In relationships, authenticity is the lifeline that allows two people to truly see each other and to connect beyond surface attraction. When you show up as your real self, flaws, strength, dreams, and fears included, you create the kind of bond that feels unshakable. A man may be drawn to charm, beauty, or mystery at first, but it is authenticity that makes him stay because it allows him to feel safe being his true self as well. Pretending, overthinking, and trying to mold yourself into what you think someone else wants may seem tempting in the short term, but it always weakens the connection over time. When you are not authentic, you eventually feel drained, and the other person feels the inconsistent. But when you live in alignment with who you are, you give off an energy that is effortless and magnetic. You are not performing, you are not trying to win approval, you are simply being, and that honesty builds respect. Men value that level of truth because it removes the games and allows them to invest emotionally without fear of being misled. Authenticity creates intimacy that cannot be. When you open up about your true feelings, your vulnerabilities, and your desires without shame, it invites the other person to do the same. That mutual honesty strengthens trust, and trust is the foundation of lasting love. When a man sees that you are authentic, he feels more comfortable dropping his own guard, and this vulnerability becomes the bridge to a deeper connection. Real intimacy is not built on perfection. It is built on two people being real with each other. Living authentically also means holding firm to your values even when it's inconvenient. Many people bend their beliefs to avoid conflict or rejection, but when you stand by what you believe in, you inspire admiration. It shows strength, courage, and integrity. A man is far more likely to commit deeply when he knows he is with someone who is consistent and genuine, someone whose actions align with their words. Authenticity creates reliability, and reliability fosters emotional security. Another layer of authenticity is embracing your imperfections instead of hiding them. Love that lasts is not about appearing flawless. It is about being real enough to let someone see your weaknesses without fear of losing them. When you can laugh at your mistakes, admit when you're wrong, or share your insecurities honestly, you show that you are human, and humanity is what makes connection possible. Perfection may impress for a moment, but it is authenticity that creates lifelong devotion. Men don't fall in love forever with an idealized version of someone. They fall in love with the real person who allows them to feel accepted and understood. Authenticity also keeps passion alive. When you are true to yourself, you express your desires openly and without guilt. You are unafraid to show your excitement, your joy, and your affection. That openness brings vibrancy into the relationship, making every interaction feel alive and genuine. A relationship without authenticity often feels empty or performative, but one filled with authenticity overflows with energy and depth. Most importantly, authenticity protects you from losing yourself in love. When you pretend or suppress parts of who you are, you risk waking up one day feeling unseen and unfulfilled. But when you stay authentic, you ensure that love grows around the real you. That way, when someone loves you, you can trust that they love you for exactly who you are, not for a role you played. That knowledge is liberating, and it strengthens the bond because it is built on truth rather than illusion. In the end, authenticity is not about being perfect, nor is it about sharing every detail of your life immediately. It is about showing up honestly, consistently, and unapologetically as yourself. It is about allowing your light and your shadows to exist without fear. When you embrace authenticity, you invite a man into a connection that is rare, beautiful, and lasting. That kind of love does not fade, because it is not built on performance, it is built on truth. And truth is the one thing that endures when everything else falls away. Empowerment is the final piece that transforms love from something fleeting into something lasting. It is not just about strength, but about living with a sense of self-worth, so solid that no relationship can define or diminish it. Empowerment in love is the ability to choose freely, to stand tall in your truth, and to give affection from a place of abundance rather than lack. When a man feels that energy, he does not just see someone attractive, he sees someone unforgettable, someone whose love feels like a privilege to receive, and whose presence inspires him to rise higher.
Empowerment means you know you are capable of building a fulfilling life with or without a partner. That doesn't mean you reject love or intimacy. It means you welcome it as an addition to your life, not as the source of your identity. This distinction makes all the difference. When a man senses that your happiness does not rest entirely on his shoulders, it relieves pressure and creates space for the relationship to grow naturally. You are not clinging out of fear. You are choosing out of strength. That freedom draws him in, because love feels most powerful when it is given freely, not demanded out of need. This empowered energy also encourages respect. A man cannot easily manipulate, control, or take for granted a woman who is rooted in her self-worth. He quickly realizes that her boundaries are real, her standards are high, and her sense of dignity is non-negotiable. Far from pushing him away, this inspires him to bring his best self forward. Empowerment does not make someone difficult, it makes them valuable. And when a person feels they are with someone valuable, they invest more effort, more care, and more love. Empowerment also has a quiet but powerful influence on trust. When you show that you are capable of standing on your own, that you can handle challenges with grace, and that you are not afraid to speak your truth, it reassures him that you are dependable. Trust is not only built through words, it is built through presence, consistency, and the ability to handle life without crumbling under pressure. Empowerment creates that stability. A man feels safe committing to a woman who is both tender in love and strong in spirit, because he knows she is resilient enough to face life's storms alongside him. Love built on empowerment is also love filled with passion. When you are empowered, you do not silence your voice or dim your desires out of fear. You bring your whole self into the relationship, your dreams, your passions, your fire. This authenticity fuels attraction, because passion thrives when two people are fully alive in who they are. Empowerment gives permission to express love boldly and fearlessly, to give affection without insecurity, and to build a connection that feels both free and deeply committed. One of the most beautiful aspects of empowerment is the way it inspires admiration. A man who witnesses your strength does not just see you as a partner, he sees you as someone who elevates him. Empowerment encourages him to be better, to rise higher, and to match the energy you bring. This creates a cycle of growth within the relationship. Instead of dragging each other down with insecurity or fear, you lift each other up with mutual respect and strength. That is the kind of bond that deepens over time, rather than fading away. Ultimately, empowerment ensures that you never lose yourself in love. Too many relationships fall apart because one person gives up their individuality, their goals, or their identity, just to keep the other happy. Empowerment protects against that by reminding you that love should enhance who you are, not erase it. When you stay empowered, you can love fully while still honoring your own journey. That balance is what makes a man see you not only as a partner, but as a lifelike inspiration. At its core, empowerment is love for yourself, expressed in the way you live, and in the way you allow others to love you. It is the refusal to accept less than you deserve, the courage to walk away from what does not honor you, and the strength to open your heart without losing your independence. A man who feels that kind of energy does not simply fall in love, he stays in love, because empowerment transforms love into something more than a fleeting feeling. It makes it a choice, a devotion, and a forever bond. Never forget, love begins with how you love yourself. Set the boundary, honor your worth, and watch how deeply others fall in love with you. If this message spoke to you, share it with someone who needs it, and remember, you are worth lasting love.